Well, this is the vid about my oversized load from PA to British Columbia, Canada. So this is what the load looks like in my mirrors. So only the bottom part, you see kind of like axles stick out. And that's why I put my mirror back the way it was. I removed that homemade tow mirror. And the same thing on the right. And also inside, that metal piece is empty, so when I need to see behind my truck I can. So now the main piece, that's how I secured it, because that's what the shipper told me to do. Basically wrap the axle around this kind of wrap the chain around this kind of axle, and they supply these timbers, and the whole thing is weighs about 18,000 pounds. They said don't use straps, and the only reason I have these straps here is because they put additional kind of like a screen, you know, that looks like this with the metal and these wires on top, and that's what these straps are for. But the actual piece is held pretty much by these chains. And they never gave me any trouble. Only once I had to tighten one binder. So what I did have trouble with were these multiple light pieces. They kept moving on me. See, I have all these, I don't know what these are, gangways, or what they called. Kind of like where people walk to service this. You're not supposed to have any loose parts on the trailer. But this was moving, that part was moving. I had to put a chain like this, and then it was moving here. It kept sliding forward. See, even now it's touching the wood here. And that's why I put this chain on top. It was just, see, it's a couple of millimeters over there, just touching here. But look, see what it's doing to my wood? Not good. Anyway, and they said, yeah, use straps. So I used straps, a whole bunch of edge protectors. And what I discovered is that these straps were getting loose. Each stop I had to, you know, tighten them. And why? Because, I'll tell you why. Because shippers mostly care about the product. They don't care how it's secured, so they gave me these some kind of frames, right? And they left space between them and this part. So, and they didn't put anything in between. See, they're not touching. You know? And basically, because the strap, see this angle, right? So the strap was pushing this thing this way. So each time I stopped, the straps were loose because this thing was moving. So finally I got fed up and I did this kind of like a belly chain. See, I wrapped the chain around, right? And only then this thing stopped moving on me. You know? So these light parts can be a pain in the butt. Also, this thing was moving, the bottom part. Why? Because the angle here is so small, and as of course you probably know, this is called indirect tie down, right? Where the strap goes from one side of the trailer to the other. And indirect tie downs work best when you have a kind of like a vertical angle. When the angle is this shallow, it doesn't push hard enough down. That's why this is nothing. This doesn't do anything, you know. And the only way for me to stop this thing from moving was to add this timber and put a chain on it, you know. And that's how you kind of increase the angle over there. See, because here it's not even touching. So I increase the angle, and you see, it goes right deep into the wood. So basically, you need a steep angle for the straps to work, and that's why they were moving too, because, you know, it's just not tall enough, especially on that side. And then also what I found is that this part here was jumping up and down because it's heavy, and I only put the strap over here, you know, not on the tall part, and it was jumping up and down, and because of that it was moving. So finally I added this strap here in the back to prevent that swinging motion, and that stopped it. And you see, I brought my timbers, right? So I had 5 timbers, and they did come in handy, despite what the broker said. So this is mine. These are not mine. The shipper supplied them. But that's what I find, that, you know, if you don't have your own timber, shippers will give you the cheapest, lightest, smallest pieces of wood that are no good, basically. That's why you must have your own timber, because then, you know, you can use something like good like this. You know, of course, the only exception are these ones, because, you know, they are too heavy to carry around. I wouldn't carry them myself on my trailer. And these were like this big, and after they loaded this, they just took a electric, gas-powered saw, and they, no, not on this side, but on the other side, and they just cut them to make them, you know, the same width as this piece. So yeah, that's what I meant. It's empty inside, so actually it's pretty good for fuel economy. So the air just goes right in, and I can see the vehicles behind me. So all in all, it's not bad. It's better than I expected. An interesting load for sure. And you see on top that yellow piece, that's the frame with the wiring, kind of like a screen sitting there. So reporting from Beaver Dam, Ohio, this was Sergey Drachev. Thanks for watching.